guys. I just wanted to talk to you super briefly about an obstacle that I'm hearing a lot of you have with building your online practice. And that is, if you have an in-person practice already and you're trying to grow your online practice, you can run into some obstacles. And so I want to talk a little bit about what those are and a few ways that you can get around them. So I am going to invite a few folks and then we're going to jump right in. Oops, I didn't mean to invite her. Okay, that's okay. All right. So building an in-person practice and an online practice at the same time is much harder than just building a straight up online practice. And here is why. Most people, given the option of doing in-person or online, are going to choose what's familiar to them. Not because one is better than the other, but because one is familiar and the other is not. And they're already doing the scary task of signing up for therapy. And so most folks will naturally want to keep as much of their predictability as they can. So very few of my clients come to me and say, hey, I was looking for an online therapist and you're one, so let me sign up with you. Most of them come and say, hey, I was looking for therapy in XYZ area and I saw your website or I saw your videos or I saw your Reddit interviews and they really spoke to me and I want to work with you. Now, all of those places say that I'm online. Some people still don't realize it. So the conversation then goes like this. They say, oh, I didn't realize you only did it by video. I mean, do you ever meet in an office? Could I meet with you in person? And I get to say, because I only have an online practice, nope, my whole practice is online, but I'm happy to help you get connected with somebody who does in-person therapy. Let me get to know you a little bit, and then I'll be able to make some recommendations about the right type of therapist for you, and that will help you narrow down your search a little bit. So then we do our normal free 20-minute consult. By the end of it, I'm making recommendations about the type of therapy that would probably be helpful, the type of therapist that would probably be helpful, and 99.9% of the time they say, you know, I'd rather just work with you, so I'm going to give this a try. And I can honestly say that 100% of my current clients would prefer online now that they've done it. Now, sometimes it takes 3 or 4 sessions before they feel comfortable, but after 3 or 4 sessions, every single one of them is sold. Because if there were true obstacles to them doing it, I wouldn't have let them in my practice. So for example, if they really had crappy internet, I wouldn't have let them in. If they really didn't have good privacy, I wouldn't have let them in. So the only real reasons that would impair their therapeutic progress with me online, I don't let in the door in the first place. Maybe some attachment stuff. I would be careful about screening for that. The reason that it's harder if you have a brick and mortar practice and an online practice is that they do have the option of seeing you in person. And so if they do, then they're going to. It's going to be a rare bird that's going to be like, oh, yeah, I can do it online. Yeah, let me do that. So you have to think creatively about how to work around this. And there are some danger zones. So if you say to them, hey, I only have online therapy spots left, that's one way to do it, and it's better than nothing, right? Because we need to fill them. The only issue there is that we're sort of communicating to them, like, these are the leftover spots. They're not as good as the other spots. And so we're bringing a bias into the work automatically. So I've been thinking about, like, what are some workarounds that could help people get comfy with online right from the beginning? And one of the ways that you might choose to structure this is that you could say to them, yeah, I have an in-person practice and I have an online practice. I always start everyone with a intake that's online, and then we do the first 2 sessions online after that. And then we make a decision together about whether an in-person spot or an online spot would be a better fit, assuming either one is available. You know, sometimes one's full and the other's the only one, blah, blah, blah. And that way you could at least onboard them to the online practice to get a sense of if they're a good fit and for them to get used to it and feel familiar. I'm not a fan of offering discounts for online therapy because I think it connotes something to them about the value of online therapy, and then they're going to be less likely to do it and less likely to do really good work in it if they're doing it at a discount. So I think you have to think about how to structure your practice so that you can get them used to the model. Another way that you could do it that wouldn't connote some sort of value is you could say, I see people online on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and in person on Tuesday and Thursday. Would you prefer online or in person, or would you rather pick by day of the week? And that way you're really clear about the boundaries and they don't have anything to do with a value-laden decision. Or you could offer your premium spots only to online clients. So I see online only clients in my premium spots. So my 8 p.m. spots, Monday through Thursday, those are online sessions only. Those are exclusive hours. And then my 8 and 9 a.m. slots are also exclusive hours, and those are available online. All the other stuff maybe you do on person, because then you can like sleep in a little late or like, you know, ease into the office. I think you just have to think strategically about how can you set it up so that there's a little bit of a forced choice instead of just which would you rather have, because I don't think that's going to be super successful, or it'll take years for it to be successful. And then how do you create the situation where there's not value placed on one or the other? So no discounts or no saying, I only have online sessions left. I think a really good way around that is to make, let's say, Fridays your online therapy day. And that's the day that you're going to see online clients. So you can say to them, my Monday through Thursday is already full. I have appointments available on Friday, and that's my exclusively online therapy day. So that's like bonus. Those fill up pretty quickly. Would you like one of those appointments? Or would you rather be on my wait list to get one of my in-person slots on Monday through Thursday? Which would you prefer? Okay, I'm sure that you guys also have ideas, and hopefully that sparks some creativity. So drop them in the comments over here and let me know what sort of creative ideas you have. And I want to be careful that they don't feel manipulative, but they feel like they're falling in the frame of not giving value to in-person over online, and that we're coming up with creative ways for you to really hold a boundary, because I think that's really what it comes down to. And that's certainly what helped me to fill my practice. It was so much easier because I didn't have a brick and mortar practice, just to be able to say, nope, sorry, I don't have that. Then they could either pick me or not pick me. You guys are giving them a third option with the brick and mortar being able to pick you. And so we have to be a little bit more strategic about how we build up the online side of your practice. Hope that was helpful. I'm running to an appointment. Bye.